Hey there, today I want to tell you about garage sale and thrift store sourcing and the biggest mistakes that you can make. In fact, the 7 biggest mistakes that you can make when sourcing at garage sales and thrift stores. Now, I love sourcing at garage sales and thrift stores. I love the items that I can find there that I can buy for really cheap, that I can sell on Amazon for a huge profit. And so it's a great opportunity with garage sales and thrift stores to find items with high ROI and really be able to add items to your inventory to sell on Amazon. But I made a ton of mistakes when I first started with Amazon and searching at garage sales and thrift stores. I left a lot of money behind that I totally missed out on. I made some mistakes that caused me to get negative feedback and returns, and so I learned a lot. So I want to pass those mistakes on to you. Actually, I want to pass the lessons that I learned from those mistakes on to you. So let's get right to it. The number one mistake that you can make with garage sale and thrift store sourcing is paying full price. Now, this is more of a garage sale tip than a thrift store tip, because I think it's possible where you can get a lower price on maybe some higher priced items at thrift stores, but mostly garage sales, if you're paying sticker price, you are paying too much. And what I mean by that is this. If you go to a garage sale and you see something, so you see a book and it has a sticker that says $2, well, I'm thinking that I can probably get $1 for that book or 50 cents for that book. Most people who run a garage sale, they're not wanting to make money. Their goal is to get rid of their stuff. They're going to be happy with at least getting something. They at least want to get something for the time that they've spent, hauling the stuff out. If it's in the dead of summer, dealing with the heat and all that kind of stuff, they at least want to get something. But they're thinking they might can get $2, but you can haggle it down. So never pay full price at a garage sale. Always ask less if you can pay less. A great way to do that also if you're bundling. One time I was at a garage sale, I saw 10 board games that I wanted to get. They were asking $2 for the board games. That's $20, right? 10 times 2, $20. I asked them, can I give you 15 for these 10 board games? And they're like, yeah, sure. Not even like a split second, just like, boom, yes. They just wanted to get rid of it. And now I'm like, oh, maybe I should have offered 10. But, 15 was fair. And I was able to sell those board games on Amazon for like $20 or $30 each. And so it's really possible for you to bring the money down, the price down when you are bundling. And if it's the last day of a garage sale, great time to ask to pay for less. Because again, what would these people rather do? Sell it to you for a lower price or box it back up and put it in their garage? Maybe take it to Goodwill a couple days later. They don't want to deal with that. They want it gone. So always ask if you can pay a lower price. People expect it. Second mistake that you're making, that I made when it comes to garage sales and thrift store sourcing, is not looking down. What do I mean by that? So when you're out looking at garage sales and thrift stores, a lot of people miss out on items because most of the items that they're looking at are at eye level. And so it actually takes just a little bit to look down. So when you're at a garage sale, don't just look at what's on the table. Look at what's under the table. If you're at a thrift store, don't just look at what's on the top shelves. Look at the bottom shelf. Look in the back of the bottom shelf. There might be items that they're hiding that are profitable to sell on Amazon. So that can add to your inventory by looking down, which leads me to my next mistake that most people make: not moving items around. Now, what do I mean by that? When you're out sourcing at a garage sale, a lot of times people pile stuff up. Same things at thrift stores. Stuff gets piled up on the shelves. And if you don't move things around, you're going to miss out on a possible inventory to sell. I remember one time I was at a garage sale. There was this big old box, and on top of the box was draped these clothes. And, I started looking at the clothes. None of them were like name brands. And so I was like, I'm just going to keep walking. So walked into the garage, looked around, started walking out. And I thought for a second, wait a minute. I don't know what's in the box. I'm assuming in the box is more clothing because that's what's on top of the box. But the biggest mistake in your life is assuming. Assumptions. Don't ever assume anything. Make sure you know. So I went over, I picked up the clothing that was on top of the box, and I discovered gold. Not literal gold, but in the box was about 50 books. It turns out the garage seller, the garage sale runner, the person who was running the garage sale was a teacher who had retired, and there was all these education-based books in this box, and about 20 of them were profitable. And so she was wanting to sell them for $1 each. I asked for if I can buy them for 50 cents. She agreed. And so I bought all these education books that I bought for 50 cents. that I could sell for $15 to $20 on Amazon in used condition. Just because I picked up those clothes and I fought my assumption and looked down and moved stuff around. So be sure you look down, move stuff around, never pay full price. Number 4 tip is assuming worth. So I don't know if you're like me. When I go out to garage sales and thrift stores, I use my phone as a resource. I have an app on my phone where I can scan barcodes. So I'm scanning barcodes of books. I'm scanning barcodes of board games. I'm looking at certain toys. I'm looking at a lot of different items. But if the item has a barcode, I'm going to scan it. And so the app that I use is called Scoutify. Scoutify comes bundled with Inventory Lab. If you want a free month free of using Inventory Lab and Scoutify, you can go to fulltimefba.com/Inventory Lab. But Scoutify will tell me what the lowest new prices are selling on Amazon, what the lowest collectible prices, what the lowest used prices. And so if I'm looking at a book, I can look at used items and compare the used prices. And I try not to ever assume any book is worthless. I might look at this and like, what? Sheep, farmers, goats, and recipes. I'm like, what? I don't even understand the title because I just made it up. But, if I just put it back down, then I would miss an opportunity because I could have scanned it with my phone and known for certain if this was profitable or not. And most likely, if it's something weird and strange like that, it's going to be profitable. So if you have an app, use it. Don't ever assume worth. Get the facts before you make your decision on whether you're going to buy it or pass on it. All right, mistake number 5, not being friendly. Now, I thought about naming this step being mean. Yeah, obviously being mean is a mistake. Garage sale, thrift store owners are not going to work with you or haggle down prices if you're mean to them. But they also might not do it if you're just indifferent. But if you're nice, it's possible that with the garage sales and thrift stores, managers and people running the garage sale will work with you in getting a lower price. In fact, I've gotten lower prices without even asking for them because I was nice. One time I was at a garage sale, this lady had this clothing rack set up on her sidewalk. It was really windy, and the wind just knocked the clothing rack down. So I, without even thinking, picked it up, put the clothing rack back up, picked up some of the clothes, brushed off a little grass, put the hangers back on, and helped them pick this stuff back up. And they were very appreciative. I was like, oh, no problem. Later on, I found 5 board games that I wanted to buy, and they were asking. There was like $1 each, and I was like, ooh, $5 for 5 board games. That's awesome. And so I was like, yep, I'd like these 5 board games. And they're like, you can just have them. And I was like, what? I mean, I didn't even ask for a deal, and they're just giving me the stuff for free. It's because of the law of reciprocity. The law of reciprocity is a real thing. If you do something nice for somebody, they feel the need to even things out and do something nice for you. Now, I'm not saying you're always going to get free inventory because of this, but it works. And you might get a discounted, or they might agree very quickly to the price that you're offering that's less than what's on the sticker price. So that's mistake number 5, not being friendly. Mistake number 6, not having a plan. Thrift stores, there's an area in my, I live in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and there's a place where there's like 6 or 7 thrift stores really close by. Well, I made a plan. I made a little route. I'm going to go to this thrift store first, then this one, then grab lunch over here, and then go to... I had a plan that helped me maximize my time. Same thing with garage sales. I go to my city's website. They have a list of the garage sales for the weekend. I go to Google Maps. I create a map so that is my most efficient. I don't just drive around looking for garage sale signs. No, I have a plan. I make a route, I go, and I find inventory. So mistake number 6 was not having a plan. And mistake number 7, we'll close with this, is not inspecting or testing things. There are times like if you're buying clothing, you want to make sure you inspect it really closely, that it doesn't have any holes. If you're buying electronic items, you want to test it to make sure it works. If you're buying tools, you want to make sure, you want to make sure it works. I sell a lot of board games on Amazon, and garage sales are one of my favorite places to buy board games. And so I will actually bring, 4 AA, 4 AAA, a couple C batteries with me, and I keep them in my car in case I ever need to test out a board game, because there's a lot of board games that are electronic board games, and I want to make sure that I test them out. So always test out things to make sure that that they work before you purchase. You don't want to get home and realize, oh, the battery compartment There's a little corrosion on it. I totally didn't see that out in the sunlight. It was just too bright out at the garage sale, and I didn't see it, but now I can see it now. And so that's a mistake that you can avoid. So all of these mistakes you can avoid too, and that it gives you an opportunity to make more on Amazon because you're finding more inventory. You're cutting down on negative feedback and returns because you're not selling inventory that's broken or has a hole in it, or is something that you don't even find because you're not even looking in all the right places. So I hope this has been helpful for you. So go out, garage sales and thrift stores, find some awesome inventory. And if you're curious to learn even more, I have a webinar that you can watch. You can go to fulltimefba.com/garage sale webinar, where I dive deeper into all my garage sale and thrifting strategies. Go check out that webinar, and we go even further with that. So anyway, that's all the time we have for today. Thanks so much for watching this video. If you scroll down, you can leave us a thumbs up or a comment below. We'd love to interact with you. And as always, be sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel so you don't miss out on any of our upcoming free training videos. And guess what also? FulltimeFBA.com is where everything happens. Free training, blog posts, walkthroughs, awesome resources, coupon codes, freebies that will help you with your Amazon FBA business for you if you subscribe. FulltimeFBA.com. Click the subscribe. You'll get free PDFs, and it'll be awesome to help you turn part-time hours into a full-time income with Amazon FBA. All right. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.